Right? And I'm not playing no games. Yeah.
And see, I got the Ghostbusters up. I don't know how you guys feel. I don't want to get caught down into a full-on review type thing over on Ghostbusters. Maybe we could just start with just a general thought. Here's Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, my friend.
Hello.
Thanks for hopping in with us. We're getting ready. Perfect timing. We're transitioning to a different thing, that kind of thing. But thanks for joining us and talk about a few things.
Thank you for having me on.
So, just quickly, maybe some general periphery thoughts or review comments. I don't want to get too deep into what your thoughts of Ghostbusters Afterlife were. Jace, I'll let you go first because you hate it nearly everything.
Oh, I like the movie.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah,
Actually,
I can say
Jace didn't like
the
movie
thing is that
until,
the thing is that I basically have never watched Ghostbusters before Chris like sat down and we watched it, and then I watched the second one, and then that 2016 no thank you. And then I saw this and I like this. It's a good movie. I like it a lot. I cried at the end.
Okay.
So
Troy?
yeah.
Ghostbusters. I mean,
Yeah, I know you've got toys everywhere.
yeah, I was gonna say I've seen a Ghostbusters or two. Yeah, I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan, and I backed the proton pack, and so when those come, Netter and I both have them. We'll be kitted up for whatever the next movie is. We've got our neutrona wands and so forth, and yeah, this last one, I feel like it was a worthy successor to the true Ghostbusters movies. And I have no problem just pretending that 2016 just never happened. It's an alternate universe that nobody cared about.
Yep. I
Okay.
totally agree with
Chris?
you there.
Chris?
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was a lot better than definitely a lot better than 2016. But I mean, anything could be better than 2016. A piece of cheese nailed to the wall could be better than 2016. But I definitely enjoyed it, and it was definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think the film, first off, I agree. I got very emotional at the end. And then on the second viewing, I didn't get as emotional, but it was still hit me in the feels a little bit. On my third time and now the fourth time, I definitely can see where some of the critics were talking about it. It's a little on the slow side. It's a little bit whatever. I got a little bit more objective watching it again, which I got past the emotional bonds of it all. They've announced another film. They've not really said too much about the film.
Right.
I kind of closed the window because there's really not a lot in there, other than just basically an announcement. We don't really know a whole lot.
We
Obviously,
don't even technically know if it's a sequel.
Right. I was getting ready to say that. I think everyone presumes everyone's under contract. It would not be a shocker to think everyone's signing 3-picture deals.
To be honest, I think Afterlife could have been a perfect ending to the old characters in a way.
Sure. I agree.
That's
shocker to everyone. It's actually the next one movie is actually a sequel to 2016.
Oh
no. That would just, you talk about melting Sony down to the ground. It would just be just a complete disaster. So,
well, did you hear about the one thing that Sony said that Sony kind of stood up to the Chinese government? Apparently, the Chinese government asked Sony to have the Statue of Liberty removed from the last Spider-Man movie, and they said no, we're not doing that. So I have to give Sony props there.
No, I got to give Sony a lot of props. I mean, I think that, Jace loves Morbius. I still haven't seen it. He, Spider-Man's big monster hit. They did Ghostbusters. I mean, Sony's on a roll, and standing up to China is a great PR move right now in our culture.
It is.
Like, so I don't
good
care
that they're doing that.
Yeah. This is, caving to other countries' requests. Troy, you'll vouch for this. It's mind blowing to me growing up through the 70s and the 80s and whatever, 60s, 70s, and 80s in particular. It's like, you don't mess with people's art. Like, no, if it's rated R and it has this, there were battles over TV cuts
Yep.
Like I can remember vividly battles over TV cuts and how outraged these Hollywood people
Oh,
would be with how stuff was being
yeah.
shown on television.
In Norway, we got a lot of censored versions, a lot in Norway. It
Yeah.
was really hard to get the uncut versions. So I'm really happy my dad was a movie geek that found and got everything uncut.
So it's just shocking for us, I think, to see. And I don't know, Troy, you agree? Like it's just
I
weird and shocking to
absolutely
see
do.
everybody
There,
roll over like this.
there are very few examples where I think the edited versions are as good or better. One that I just loved, and people will probably freak out, being a Chicago boy as I am, the television version of Blues Brothers. There's a line where he is yelling at his brother. Jake's yelling at Elwood for BSing him, is the original line. And Elwood says, I wasn't, no, I'm sorry. You lied to me. No, I didn't lie to you. I BS'd you, right? In the television cut, instead of saying BS, he says, they actually dubbed
This is
over.
Kevin Murphy from Rip
I
Tracks
wasn't
and
lying
Mystery
to you.
Science
I
Theater
was
3000.
bamboozling
Hey,
you.
this is Mark from Casting Crowns.
When I
This is
first
Alan
heard
Powell
that,
Actually, a
from
better
Song.
line. Yeah, I
Hey,
agree.
this
I
is Chris
laughed
Duquesne.
so
Yeah.
hard
This
I
is Paul
had
Mockery.
tears in
Hello,
my
everybody.
eyes.
This is
I
Iron
have
Man,
actually seen the
aka
Blues
Tito
Brothers
from The
in
Walking
school.
Dead,
They actually
and you
show
are
that
listening
movie
to
in
my
school,
main
so
man,
I know
Brent.
that part because that's the version we had.
Brilliant.
There's actually versions of that, like with Ghostbusters movies. They actually have TV versions that
Yes,
swap
this
out
man
some
is
of
some sort
those.
of animal. We don't know what.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. There was a great what was it? The Shaun of the Dead on the DVD. There's a very F-filled scene
Yep.
that is edited for. They didn't edit it for television so much as they edited it to be shown on airlines, and they change it to funk, F-U-N-K, funk. And that's another one that is so funny to hear that. It's just sometimes it's better when it's edited, but you're right. By and large, and especially when you're doing it because you're not doing it for your target audience, you're doing it for some international audience.
Yeah.
And
Well,
honestly, I said this, I even had a show about this, a stream about this. I said, the problem that I see with so many of these studios, you can't serve two masters, right? You cannot serve two masters. If you try to make something that'll make China happy and the US happy, neither will be happy. And
Yep.
Disney had film after film that they would acquiesce to China and then it would do poorly in China because it wasn't good, and it wouldn't do good in the US either because you took out everything that made it canonical. So you pleased nobody and made no money.
Chris?
Do you guys remember the Red Dawn remake?
Sure.
Oh,
Chris Hemsworth, you want to call it Red Dawn, but yes.
Do you remember who the original it wasn't supposed to be the Koreans, but do you remember who the original villains of the Red Dawn remake was supposed to be?
Well, CCP.
Yeah.
Yes. And then China flipped out, and so they created this. I don't know how it could work.
It didn't.
Yeah, it didn't work at all.
How it would. I don't know how it would actually work of a unified Korea that invaded the United States.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. Doesn't.
Whereas
I remember
the
that
original
movie.
was a brilliant alternate history, and there's a lot that you have to know about, the politics and the socioeconomic things going on.
Yeah.
And you get a few lines from that one pilot that fill it in for you, but limited nuclear strikes and Russia and Cuba, and it's like,
I mean, the reason why the reason why a unified Greater Korea doesn't work is because even if Korea does unite, it's a regional power. It's not a global power.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now that's different with if China did it, because China could, if they play their cards right, could possibly project their power that way.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, this is going to make E.T. look like Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know what I'm saying?
My favorite quality about Pops is that he's incredibly honest.
I